structure of the mouth and inside what are the things are there, those things we have discussed. Already we discussed about the salivary glands also. Can you tell me what is the meaning of salivary glands? The salivary glands release saliva. Salivary glands will release saliva. With help of that only we can digest what we digest. The carbohydrates will be digested partially. Can you tell me which enzyme will be there in salivary glands or saliva? Ptyalin or salivary amylase. You have to remember that. Okay. Now we go to the after the mouth. Just after the mouth, we can see the already mouth completed, and there is a narrow pipe-like structure will be there. A narrow pipe-like structure will be there. This is called esophagus. This is called esophagus. This one is called esophagus. This is called esophagus, or it is called food pipe, or another name is food pipe. It is a pipe-like structure. That's why it is called a food pipe. We can see in the page number, I think 14. We can see in the page number 14. We can see very clearly one diagram will be there. Okay, so in that we can see very clearly. Okay. That is esophagus. Okay, esophagus. You can see esophagus very clearly, or food pipe. Okay, so here esophagus, after the mouth there is a narrow pipe-like structure will be there, that is called esophagus, food pipe. How it will be there? It's a pipe-like structure. It have elasticity in nature. It have contractions and expansions. It can reduce the size and it can increase the size. It can reduce the size, it can increase the size. The diameter of the pipe will be decreases and the diameter of the pipe will be increases. This is the diameter. The diameter of the pipe will be decreases. Sometimes it increases also. Diameter of the pipe decreases and increases, decreases and increases, and decreases and increases. There is a wave-like movements are present. A wave-like movements are present in esophagus. Those movements are called peristatic movements. Peristatic movements. These movements are called peristatic movements. A wave-like movements will be there from here to stomach. From here to stomach. You have to remember that one. So, what is the use of these peristaltic movements? Okay, what is the use of this peristaltic movements? After eating the food, so in your mouth you will chew the food, yes or not? In the mouth you will chew the food with help of teeth and tongue and with help of saliva. Correct? So we will chew the food, yes or not? We will chew the food. That will be entered into the esophagus. Here food is there. That you have to move to the stomach. That must be moved to the stomach. That must be moved to the stomach. From here to here, it have to move. For that, it have a wave-like movements are present. Those wave-like movements are called peristatic movements. We can see in the diagram peristatic movements. Page number 14. We can see very clear diagram. Figure number 13. Okay, clear? Clear, students? Now, so the food will be chewed in the mouth with the help of the teeth and the tongue, and with the help of the saliva. Food will be entered into the esophagus with the help of the peristaltic movements. Food will be entered into the stomach. Food will be entered into the stomach. Okay. So here one thing I have to tell. The food will be chewed. A big part will be mixed and they will be crushed and they will make a paste-like structure. A round ball-like structure. Which is formed in the mouth after chewing of the food. That is called bolus. You have to remember, this is called bolus. This is 1 mark bit. This is a 1 mark bit. What is the meaning of bolus? What is the meaning of bolus? After chewing up the food, that will be ready to enter into the esophagus. That is called bolus. That is called a bolus. Okay, bolus will be entered into the esophagus with the help of the wave-like movements. The food will be entered into the stomach. Not only the peristaltic movements will help, even the mucus layer will be there. Inside we can see there is a mucus layer. Mucus layer. The mucus layer will help to move very easily. A slippery substance. Mucus is nothing but a slippery substance will be there. With the help of that, food will be entered into the stomach. Okay. Now what happens? The bolus will be slowly entered into the stomach. It is a pipe-like structure. It have contractions and expansions. Those movements are wave-like movements will be formed. That is called peristatic movements. How it will be formed? There is a 2 type of muscles are there: longitudinal muscles and a round muscles. Longitudinal muscles and round muscles both will be there in the esophagus pipe. They have 2 type of muscles will be there: longitudinal pipe and longitudinal muscles and round muscles. These 2 will be there in the esophagus. With the help of that only, what will be formed? Peristatic movements will be formed in the esophagus. Okay. Now food will be entered into the stomach. Before that, the food will be chewed in the mouth. What is this process? This process is called mastication. This process is called mastication. You have to remember this one. Mastication. Mastication is nothing but a process of chewing of the food in the mouth with the help of the teeth and the tongue and saliva or salivary glands. That is called mastication. It's very important. It is also 1 mark. 1 mark question. Okay, so you have to remember these all the things. Now, food will be entered into the stomach. Now, food will be entered into the stomach. Inside the stomach, food will be there now. Food is there in the stomach. Okay, food is there in the stomach. Inside the stomach, there is a strong muscles are there. There is a strong muscles will be there in the stomach. Here, the food will be digested. With the help of food will be digested with the help of enzymes. Food will be digested with the help of enzymes. Food will be digested with the help of enzymes. So many enzymes are there. These enzymes will act on the proteins. These will be act on the carbohydrates. Okay, they will be act on the fats. These enzymes will be released by the gastric glands. Okay, where the gastric glands will be there. Gastric glands are there. Those are called gastric glands will be there. Those glands will release the enzymes. With help of that enzymes, it will be digested. Food will be digested. Not only that, it will release. Not only that, it will release hydrochloric acid. Not only this, it will release hydrochloric acid. It is a strong acid. It is a strong acid, hydrochloric acid. They release strong acid, that is hydrochloric acid. With the help of that, food will be digested. Not only this, the harmful any bacteria or anything is there that will be killed by this hydrochloric acid. And not only this, hydrochloric acid initiates some of the enzymes which is present in the stomach. It will initiate. When the HCl releases, then afterwards enzymes will be releases. Okay, the stomach food is there that will be digested with the help of the enzymes and HCl. Okay, in the stomach, maximum amount of food will be churned. In the mixie, what we will do? Ginger garlic paste. For dosha, for idli, what we will do? Generally, the grains will be soaked for some time and we will keep in the mixie. What happens? It will be paste-like substance. A slippery substance will be formed after mixing operation. Same here also, once the food is entered into the stomach, it will be churned and crushed and mixed. Mixture like, okay? A gel means a slippery substance, means it is a liquid. Totally it will be converted into, food will be totally break into small pieces. Very small pieces. Maximum amount of food will be digested in the stomach only. Okay, so after that there is a U-shaped structure will be there. There is a U-shaped structure. It's a clear prominent U-shaped structure will be there. This is called, tell me what is that name? Duodenum. You have to remember these names. This is called duodenum. A U-shaped structure will be there. U-shaped structure will be there. This is called duodenum. Duodenum. Okay. In the duodenum, particularly glands will be there. I think first class I told about this. When you are drawing a diagram, I told one gland will be there, a large gland. That is the largest gland in your body. Largest gland in your body. That gland is called. What is that name? Tell me, students. That is called liver. That is called liver. This is called liver. So, liver is a gland which is the largest gland in your body. Okay. So, the opening of the gland will be there in the duodenum only. This gland will release some of the juices. Those juices are called bile juices. Those juices are called bile juices. Those juices are called bile juices. Okay? Those juices are called bile juices. With the help of bile juices, already I told maximum amount of food will be digested in the stomach. So, the food is present in the stomach. Okay, what happens? The food will be entered through the duodenum and reaches to the reaches to the small intestine. What is our the bile juices now? So the bile juices will enter into the small intestine. They will act on the small intestine only. The food will be entering the small intestine. Now inside the small intestine, food is there. Now food is there. Very small particles are there. Very small particles of the food is there. On that, the bile juices will act. The bile juices are called no enzyme will be there. No enzymes are present. No enzymes are present in bile juices. No enzymes. So what is the work of the bile juices? These bile juices will digest the fats. They will digest the fats. This process is called emulsification. Emulsification. This process is called emulsification. What is the meaning of emulsification? The bile juices will enter into the small intestine. There the fats will be digested. That is called emulsification. Can you tell me, here also one gland will be there. Here one leaf-like gland will be there. It is also opening to the duodenum only. This is called pancreas. This is called pancreas. What is the work of the pancreas? The pancreas will release pancreatic juices. That's called pancreatic juices. Pancreatic juices. These pancreatic juices contain some enzymes. So these will be released into the small intestine. There food will be digested. Not only the intestinal glands also present. These intestinal glands also will release some enzymes. They will act on the. Finally, in the small intestine, total amount 100% of the food will be digested. The question is, stomach to the small intestine, how the food will be entered? There is a round structures. Round structures are there. Those round structures are called pyloric splinters. These are called pyloric splinters. Pyloric splinters are present in a U shape. They will control the movement of the food from stomach to the small intestine. At a time will not come to the small intestine. Food will not enter directly. At a time will not enter into the small intestine. These round muscles will control open and close, open and close. Like that, some of the only food will be entered into the small intestine very slowly. Okay, so this food will be there. The digested food which is present in the stomach, that is called chyme. You have to remember chyme. The food which is present in the stomach, already digested food, that ready to enter into the small intestine. This is called chyme. This is called what is this is called bolus. You have to remember bolus. What is the meaning of bolus? What is the meaning of chyme? It is also 1 mark bit. 1 mark bit. It is also mastication also 1 mark. Okay. So here these things you have to remember. No enzyme also 1 mark. So like this. Okay. Now we'll see the homework now. You have to remember from the mouth to small intestine. Mouth to small intestine. Mouth to small intestine. Mouth to small intestine. Okay, just practice and learn. Mouth to the small intestine. What are the changes? Already I told, just remember, just practice. Okay, just I will go very fastly. You have to complete the event plans also. It's a big lesson. Okay, So that's why you have to follow very fastly. So that's why every day what I teach in the class, you have to inculcate in your brain. Okay. Thank you, children. Thank you.